Welcome back. Stas23 here, back again with some knife therapy. And first off, I'd like to say thanks to Zell who made this review possible. And let's get into it. What we have in front of you today is the new WE Knives Rectifier. And this is one that appealed to me because it's kind of part of the market that WE hasn't really dove into yet. And that's kind of that subcompact, it's in between their smaller, like 605. I don't think this is the same. It might be the same size as 605, but they don't have a whole lot of small knives, and especially small knives that are great performers. Before, I think the 605, it was made for more of a hard use. It had a little thicker blade stock. It was a little thicker behind the edge. And I love a great performer. That's what a knife's supposed to do. It's supposed to cut. And I love to see when they're cut really, really nice. So let's dive into it. You have this nice classic drop point blade. Definitely love this blade shape. Kind of almost like a clip point. You have the two-tone. You got your black on your primary bevels and your satin flats with the eagle eye, as I like to call it. Absolutely no billboarding. I love the way WE does that. Keeps it nice and sterile, and you really got to look for the blade steel in this one because it's microscopic. Let's see if I can get my camera to even zoom. Look at that. Sporting CPMS 35VN. And this guy comes in right at around, I think, $145 on Blade HQ. And we're going to kind of dive into it to see if we think this price is warranted. You got this nice, attractive clip point that gives you a nice precise tip for piercing. And as you can see right there, you have some nice thin blade stock with a deep hollow grind almost all the way up, about 3/4 of the way up the blade. Let's get a quick measurement on this guy because it was impressive. Blade stock is right at 0.097, and let's see, in millimeters, that's 2.48 millimeters. Very, very nicely done there, WE. And let's get a thickness behind the edge because if I recall correctly, it's very impressive. There you go, 0.016. Let me make sure. Yep, that's right behind the edge, 0.016. Just to give you a point of reference, Spyderco Delica, which is a nice and slicey blade, is 0.020. So this guy was an absolute cardboard destroyer and anything else that it gets in its way. This is going to make a great EDC knife. Very, very lightweight. And let's see how lightweight this is right after I give you some quick specs on this guy. You have a blade length of right under 3 inches long. So this knife's going to be legal in a lot of areas. And you have a cutting edge of just shy, probably about, let's see. Kind of hard to do without cutting my tape. It's close to 3 inches, about 1/8 inch shy of 3 inches. And let's get a total length on this guy is right around a little shy of 7 inches long. And your grip area is about 3¼ inches long. So fits perfect in my medium-sized hands. I don't really have any to play with, so if you have large mitts, this might not be the knife for you. As you can see, let's see, they executed the sharpening notch very nicely. You might have just a slight bit of beard flare out right there, but nothing that's going to cause major issues. You shouldn't have any recurves in there whenever you sharpen it, but yeah, they could have brought it out just a little bit more. And this is, I think, the first time, I could be wrong, that they have a G10 show side with the S35VN steel. Most of the time they go with the D2 or the VG10 whenever they have the G10. I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I am. As you can see right here, you have a nice small flipper tab, but it's done nicely. You can light switch it like I just did. You can push button it. The push button makes it fly out just a little bit harder. There you go. You have blue titanium hardware. And if they're like the Wisp, let's check this out. Oh yeah, you got T8. I love seeing that. And you have barely any wiggle in there. Very, very nicely done titanium hardware there. And you have a T8 for your pivot. I love when I don't have to change my bit. Very, very nicely done there, You have a titanium backspacer with a geared pattern right there. That's pretty smooth. It's not going to catch you, rip you, or nothing like that. You have a very generous lanyard hole if you like lanyards. You have a titanium frame lock on this side. You have a titanium milled titanium 3D pocket clip. Their pocket clips work outstanding. Let's see what this guy looks like in your slanted pocket. Whoop, missed the pocket. Not bad at all. I can handle that. You got enough to pull it out of your pocket easily. And let's see what it looks like in your flat pocket. Just about the same. Perfect amount to be able to pull it out without letting it slip. Somebody asked me about, can you use the blade hole as a deployment? Let's see, you can spider flick it. Now the detent is dialed in for the flipper tab, so it's not super easy to do a spidey flick, but I mean, as you can see, that hole isn't very big, but I can reliably do it. So there you go. Can you flick it with your thumb? Let's see. Yep, you can flick it with your thumb. Like I said, I'm sure once you got practice with it, it would be second nature. But you know, this isn't my knife, so it's not with me all the time. But I can look. I'm doing it pretty reliably. And slow rolling it, you can do it, but it's a little bit harder to slow roll it. But if you need to do it just open it non-discreetly, you just pull it out like that, and you're good to go. Okay, so like I said, what did I say? Because my memory sucks. Let's see. You have I think 7 inches exactly, and let's see how light this guy is, because it feels like I got paper in my hands. Real quick, we'll check the balance point. Balance point is right here in the back of that choil, but it doesn't feel handle heavy at all because it's super light. Let me check something. Yeah, and this one hasn't been milled out at all, and it doesn't need it, because let me just show you guys. I cheated. I know how much it weighs, but check this out. 2.73 ounces. That is awesome, especially if, sorry about that, especially if this is going to be your backup blade. Definitely a good weight for that as well. If you'd like to carry a full-size folder along with this guy, you can definitely pull it off. The G10 on here it's not grippy. It has some texture, but as you can see, let's see if I can kind of focus in. I doubt my camera's going to go that close. But yeah, there you go. You got a little bit of texture. I like the texture on here. I hate super grippy G10. Let me see if I have anything. This peel ply on this Para 3, it feels like it may be a little bit more grippy, but kind of similar. Let's see, make sure you got your steel lock bar insert right there. All the same bells and whistles you get on all their other knives, ceramic detent ball, ceramic ball bearings. You get the same zipper pouch you get with all the upper end models. You can see you have something they do excellent, because I'm going to reward somebody anytime they do it perfectly. You have nice thick slab of titanium, and you have that nice contour right there with that little bit of texture. And as you can see, you can easily disengage this lock. This was a pleasure to use, carry. I didn't even notice it was in the pocket. Easy to disengage that lock bar, just a joy. The centering on this guy is perfect. I didn't expect anything less. You can use this knife left-handed easy as well, and you can reverse the pocket clip. As you can see, you have that extra hole right there to flip the pocket clip over. That's very nicely done. Let's see if I can spidey flick it. Nope, I can't spidey flick it. My left fingers aren't that strong, but I can reliably do it later. So see if you can access that well, I can access it. I'm just not coordinated enough. There you go, to flick it out with your left. So you could, lefties, you could definitely use this knife. I can easily disengage it with my left hand. So definitely lefty friendly. Let's see, there's some jimping up here. Now the jimping on this one is has more traction than its bigger brother right here, the Wisp. Not really, it's sibling. The Wisp is rounded over, and that the coating plus being rounded over, it's not really that functional. But this one, I don't know what's different. Maybe it's a little bit deeper, or they didn't round this one over. But you actually get some traction on this, and you have that little ramp right there, along with this choil and this guard right here. Definitely feel like if I had to penetrate something with this knife, it's definitely not going anywhere. In this position right here, very comfortable. And this grip right here, nice and comfortable. Barely feel the pocket clip. And this grip, nice. The pocket clip actually adds some grip to it. And the reverse grip that I never ever use, it's okay. This right here kind of catches my finger, but I don't know about y'all. I don't ever use that. This knife came extremely sharp out of box with some nice and even bevels on both sides. You can see they do a great job of sharpening their knives, and they're usually spot on with their grinds. And this one's no exception. Like I said, look, you can see that there's no wonkiness at that tip. Definitely not going to want to do any prying with this knife because you will snap that tip. I love that thinness. Absolute performer. And like I said, coming in right at $145. Let's see some of its competition in and around that price range. This one's a good bit more expensive, and you're getting better materials here. Is the DPX Gear Hess Urban Triple Black. They're pretty much identical in size. Triple Black's a little bit smaller. You have 154 cm blade steel, so this is better blade steel in my opinion. That's 35 Yen. You got the same G10 like that. Flip it over. You got the same titanium frame lock. So $145, I definitely think that this knife warrants that, because as far as performance goes, this knife is a far better performer than this knife. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The pocket clip works a lot better than the Hess pocket clip. And I've been carrying this guy off and on for almost a year now, and I'll be doing my long-term review of this guy. I love this knife, but performance-wise, I would carry this one all day long. They're pretty similar in a lot of ways. But this one, let's just show you, okay? This one being just a slight bit smaller. Let's see the size difference. I mean the weight difference, because there's definitely a weight difference between these two. I can promise you that. And it's partly due to the thickness. I don't know if I'll be able to show you this. As you can see, the Hess is almost a scale thicker. And like I said, you got this one that is 2.73 ounces. And let's check this chunky monkey out. 3.59 ounces. So that's a good bit of difference, especially for a smaller knife in the Hess. A couple other quick size comparisons, then I'm gonna let y'all go. Let's see. You got the Viper Lil, and the Lil is a good bit smaller. This one's $160 something, and it has M390, so you know those two are pretty close. Another one from different company, the Best Tech Imp. The Imp comes in at I think $152, and it's got pretty much everything the same except you got a complete titanium frame lock, but you do have this inlaid carbon fiber. This is another cool knife I'll be reviewing here soon. Didn't think I'd like it as much as I do. Let's see, this one's pretty close in competition. The ZT-0900. It is a little bit smaller than the Rectifier, but you have the same blade steel. This one's a complete titanium frame lock, and I think this one went for like $180. So There you go. And let's see, one more. The Kaiser Feist. The Feist is a good bit smaller than the Rectifier. This one I think was like $160, and the same materials. You just have a titanium scale on here, so I think I proved my point there. This one's definitely priced, I think, accordingly. And if you're looking for a super lightweight, sub 3-inch knife that's going to perform outstanding, that thin blade stock and that thin grind, this is a great option. Very, 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 very nice option. It's been a joy carrying this knife around. Super comfortable in my hands. You know, this knife's going to be, like I said, it's going to be legal in a lot of places. So this knife would make a great option for somebody who wants, they got to meet that legal blade restriction, but they don't want to go any lower, any smaller than what they can legally carry. Here you go. This knife is right under 3 inches in blade length, so you ought to be able to meet your restrictions wherever you live. And you know, there's not much I can ding on this knife. There's a couple of real quick nitpicks. That little bit of flare I would have liked to see, which they usually do a great job of this, but you have just a slight bit of flare right there. They could have extended that choil just a hair. Not going to hurt the functionality of this blade whatsoever. Just like I've said on any of the other ones like this, love the blue anodized hardware here and here and here and here and here. And then you have this matte gray pivot screw. I just don't understand that. At least on this one, it matches the back spacer, but I don't know. I would have much rather see it been blue. You know, this one suffers from that too, but this one looks a lot worse because you got a black back spacer here. So I don't understand that. You got the blue on this side, blue everywhere, and then that doesn't match. So just a nitpick. The flipper jimping on this guy doesn't bother me at all. The one on the Wisp was a little bit sharper. Like I said, I don't really have any complaints on this one. It's nice and comfortable in my hand. Maybe when I bear down really, really hard, I can feel the back side right here, the clip. Let me show you this. I can kind of feel right there. I don't know if it's that screw, but right there and the lip of that clip when I'm bearing down really hard, which I don't think I'll be making any kind of cuts that would make me do that with this knife, but just something to let you know. So hope you like this video. Hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you like my videos in general, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. And make sure to share it to all your friends and family and your social networks. And I'll see you next time. Peace.